Oh, hi there. I wanted to talk about Jason Unruh's latest upload and the United States Nuclear Weapons Report. Um, this one, I actually not giving him credit, but I'm saying it's less insulting because it's done in a particular more satirical kind of way, where, where he's stating facts that are actually quite absurd. Um, there's a few points I wanted to make. One, Jason was talking about how the United States was emphasizing how Libya and Syria and Iran were on the nuclear weapons report, and he said they didn't have them, and that basically they shouldn't be there just because they're not allies of the United States. Um, well, the thing is, um, the materials to make those type of nuclear weapons, they could be, traveling from bazaar to bazaar, past the American spy networks, just so that nobody knows that they're there. There could quite possibly be a nuclear weapon in a place like Syria, and the Americans just haven't found it yet because you watch documentaries like Countdown to Zero, and you'll know it only takes 20 to 25 competent people to make a nuclear weapon with the right education if they have the materials. And I'm not going to say that many rocket scientists come out of Syria or Libya, but places like Iran, um, they do have intellectuals there, and to build a nuclear weapon is not exceedingly difficult. Um, I mean, it wouldn't be an advanced, sophisticated one, but one that would basically work would not be very difficult. Jason also had mentioned that the United States had downplayed, or not even mentioned, um, the UK, France, and Israel in particular, although they are nuclear weapons countries that have nuclear weapons. And he was saying, well, that's not fair because, they're basically because they're allies that, you know, it's no concern. Well, that's exactly the point. They're allies. China was on, the bad side of that report for a reason. The Communist Party, treats pushovers like dirt. If countries don't assertively and with authority um, tell the Chinese for what things from their perspective and what their demands are, the Chinese are just going to roll right over them. So this hypothetical world that Jason would like to see, where it's not the Americans that have a dominating influence, they want to see China have an official um, say in the world and things like that, is very absurd because the CCP is a very authoritarian, very brutal, very harsh government. And Jason most certainly knows this, but he goes on TV with his porcelain mask and talks this way anyway. He didn't really bring up India too much or Pakistan. Um, Pakistan, has a bit of an unstable regime. That's a bit of a powder keg right there next to India, which also has internal conflicts of its own. Um, those are hot buttons too. But in the event of not causing a state of what some people would call global hysteria, certain obvious facts are negated to be mentioned. And when it comes to WMDs, nuclear weapons, um, it may only be a matter of 5, 10 minutes in an unstable regime for one to be uh, set off for whatever reason. And I think with that kind of mindset, it would really put off a lot of people from, going anywhere near places like that. Um, and Jason's, feeding into the propaganda apparatus that, no, it's not like that. It's the Americans that are at fault. It's the Americans that do this. And they're what's wrong with the world. Um, he's perpetuating a false image. And that's what really I don't like, because, people are stupid and they, have, sheep herd like mentality. Uh, Merely they're like fenced in and you corral them and you push them around, and that's, basically what most people are like. They don't think of it that way, and but this is very true. And it doesn't matter what somebody like me thinks. It doesn't matter what Jason thinks. The fact of the matter is, decisions are made for reasons, and there's the psychological aspect of it, of what the public thinks of it, and there's also how it could affect, political politics worldwide, depending on how information is received and sent to the masses. So there are reasons beyond what is the obvious ones in the U.S. Nuclear Report. There's all kinds of things, and like I said, the CCP, they are the type of government that will tell you what to do if you let them. And Jason seems to think that the world can be shared with a military powerhouse like that on a permanent basis. The man is absurd in his opinions. I don't know what kind of conversations he has with other people when he's not on his YouTube channel, but to me, he sounds like a total douche. Um, anyway, I guess I'll tail us off here. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one.